let me ask you a question. Have you ever sent out an email to your list and you're looking at your analytics and it's like the open rates ain't going up, the clicks ain't coming through, and you're like, what is happening? If that is you, listen, I get it. I have been there. I know how frustrating that can be. That is why in today's video, I'm spilling the tea on how you can boost your email engagement as well as sales with a few simple but powerful tweaks.
There's no stopping me now. I know my shot should sit down. Money's all over me. I'm called to be rich and be free.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ebony Evaughn, your go-to business operations strategist, here to help you grow your business with people and processes. Today, we are talking all about email marketing, and I'm going to talk about how you can make a few simple tweaks to your email marketing strategy to boost your engagement and sales. I'm talking you can have people opening your emails, clicking them links, and converting like never before with these simple tricks that I'm going to tell you today, okay? Listen, so many entrepreneurs and small business owners really struggle when it comes to monetizing their email list because they simply don't know what to send, what type of emails, how to convert them, how often to email their list. And if that is you, you are struggling with all the things I just mentioned, I want you to click the link in the description as well as the pinned comment and grab my Email Correct email marketing bundle. This bundle gives you everything you need to create an effective marketing strategy for your business when it comes to email. I give you an email marketing planner that helps you plan your newsletters from week to week. I give you 15 different email automations pre-written. All you have to do is plug in your specific product information, business information, and then it will help you to create automations where you can grow your email list and grow your business on autopilot. And I've also tucked in a few other special goodies for you, but you gotta click to find out. Okay, now that I have that out the way, let's go ahead and get into content. So when it comes to boosting your email engagement and increasing sales, the first thing that you have to pay attention to is your subject lines. You need to start with a strong subject line. Now, when it comes to creating a subject line, you want to have a subject line that is going to be attention grabbing, curiosity boosting, and something that makes your readers want to open up your email so they can figure out what content is inside. So I always tell people, like, I like to look at everything like a funnel, right? Even your email strategy is a funnel. Your email itself is a funnel. And so that email subject line is the top of your funnel. So with your email subject line, your goal is to get people to open the email. It does not matter how good your email is, how many gems you drop, what type of deals or promos you got going on in your email, if no one even opens the email to read it, right? So your subject line needs to be on point. Now, I'm going to give you some tips for how you can actually create attention grabbing, engaging, compelling email subject lines, but this can also vary. So just a general rule of thumb when it comes to creating a subject line, the best subject line really is going to be between 6 to 8 words if you want to increase your chances of actually getting that email open. However, there is some exceptions to this rule. So for example, when you actually look at statistics, studies show that emails with longer subject lines generally have a higher click-through rate as well as conversion rate. So if you're sending like a weekly newsletter, it's just value-based, you may want to stick to the 6 to 8 word subject line. But if you're sending a direct sales email and you want people to follow through to your sales page and actually convert, then you want to use a longer subject line, okay? So keep that in mind when you're actually writing your subjects. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next tweak that you can make so you can boost engagement and sales when it comes to your emails. And this is going to be to write like you're talking to your friends. So many times I get emails and they're so bland, I don't even know what people are talking about. And I'm just like, what was the point of this email? It's confusing. I don't get it, right? A lot of people end up writing like robots, and then low key, a lot of people just get emails from ChatGPT and they don't even tweak it, right? So it's okay if you want to leverage ChatGPT so that you can generate emails for your business. But even if you're using ChatGPT, I always tell my clients, like, make sure that you still tweak the email so that you can add your own brand voice and personality to your emails. And that is my second tip for you. When you are writing emails, you want to write like you are talking to a friend, okay? How do you talk in normal everyday conversation if you're talking to your biz bestie, if you're talking to, your mom, or if you're talking to like someone at the grocery store? Like, you're not going to be talking to them and be like, do you utilize email marketing, right? Like, most people don't say utilize in everyday conversation. You're going to say, do you use? So when you're writing your emails, try to talk like you're talking to a friend. Use everyday language that is going to be familiar to your audience. And that is going to really transform your emails a lot, just because people will find your content more engaging and more relatable, and they will feel like they're actually talking to a friend from their perspective, right? So I already told y'all, you have to look at your email like it is a funnel. So when it comes to the content of your email, you have to treat this like a funnel as well. So first things first is you want to make sure that you personalize your email. So I will audit so many email funnels where people just have an email address and they're just collecting someone's email. They don't bother to get their name or their phone number. And I'm like, that's so many missed opportunities, right? At the very least, you should be getting their first name as well as their email address. That way, if you do have their first name, you can send personalized emails, and people are more likely to pay attention to an email that is personalized to them. So when you look at your email, it's a funnel, right? That subject is going to get them to open the email. Once they open the email, your goal is to get them from the top to the bottom. So the first thing you want to do is have a personalized greeting at the top and then once it's personalized, it grabs their attention. It takes them to your opening line in your email. And this needs to be some type of hook, some type of attention grabber. It could be a question, it could be a stat, anything that's going to then get that person to go from the first line to the second line, from the second line to the third line, okay? So when you're creating your content, your subject line is designed to get them to open the email. Once they open the email, the personalization, that first line is designed to get them to the next line. The second line is designed to help get them to the third line until they get to the end of the email. So you want to make sure that you're keeping these things in mind. And when you create your email, whether it's a newsletter or if it's a direct sales email. Another trick that you can use to keep your emails engaging is, even if you write long form emails, y'all watch my videos, y'all know I can be long-winded. How I am in these videos is how I am in my emails as well. Not all of them, but most of them, okay? But when I write emails, because they are typically long form, how I'm able to keep people reading is, even if I have a paragraph that should be like 7 sentences, I'm not going to keep that paragraph as 7 sentences, because if people see this huge block of text, they're going to be like, I ain't reading all that. So what I typically do is I try to break it up into small paragraphs so that a paragraph is not more than 3 or 4 lines, or it's not more than 2 or 3 sentences. So that way it makes it more skimmable and easier to read, especially knowing that in today's time, a lot of people are skim readers. So they're just going to go through and check out the highlights. And also something else that I do within my email content to help keep the readers going is I will use bold, underlined, or italicized text in order to help emphasize different words or phrases, or help kind of guide the reader's eyes to what it is that I want them to see. So that's something that you can do in your own emails as well to make them more engaging and to also help increase your sales. Now let's go ahead and transition into the next tweak that you can make to your emails. And this is going to be a game changer, especially when you have sales emails. And this is making sure that you have clear call to action. So I don't know when this trend started where people no longer just like had clear links in their emails, or they use buttons to actually signify that this is clickable, but you will notice that the link is kind of buried within the text or within a paragraph. And it's like, you want to make sure that wherever you put your call to action, if you want them to read the blog, watch this video, buy this product, that you use a clear link or you use a visible button, that it's a no-brainer that when someone sees that link, when someone sees the button, they know that it is clickable and they have a clear call to action for what it is that they're supposed to do next. If you bury your links inside of paragraphs and in a block of content and it's not clear that it's clickable, then this is going to drastically drop your conversion rate. And this is why you probably have low click-through rates as well, because people can't even find your button or your links to click them. So make sure you have a clear call to action and make sure that it is clear that it is a clickable link, okay? Now, I have a bonus tip when it comes to call to actions, but I'm going to save it for the end. But let's go ahead and get into the next simple tweak that you can make to your email campaigns so that you can actually boost your engagement and sales. And this is all about your email timing. So I always talk about how important it is to understand your audience and know exactly who it is that you are talking to. And so a lot of times people talk about their demographics and who your clients are, the movies that they watch and things like that. That information is important for you to understand your ideal client, but a lot of things that can be more important and insightful for you is going to be their day-to-day habits and shopping behaviors. So if you know typically when your ideal client is shopping or in market for whatever it is that you sell, then you know this is the time for me to actually send emails to them. Also, you can look at patterns for when your ideal client is most likely to be reading or opening emails. If you have someone who has a traditional 9 to 5 and you're targeting career professionals, if you send an email at 10 a.m. in the morning, they may not likely see that email until after 5 p.m., right? So if you're going to send an email to career professionals, you may want to send it maybe an hour or so before they go to work. Most career professionals will check their email first thing in the morning and then also late at night before they go to bed. But you have to think about, okay, who is my ideal client? What is their day-to-day activities? When are they more likely to actually open an email? So for some people, it may be at noon in the middle of the day. It may be at 6 a.m. But don't necessarily just look at statistics and say, oh, it's best to send emails at this time. You have to know your audience because every audience is going to be different. All right, so I told y'all I would give you a bonus tip. So if you stuck around to the end, kudos to you. Drop the word bestie in the comments and I'm gonna go ahead and give you this bonus tip while you do, okay? So here is a bonus tip for how you can actually increase conversions for your sales email. So we talked about how you want to make sure that you have a clear call to action and you want to make it clear that you have a clickable link or button. And so how you can actually double down on your sales emails is when you close out your emails, you reinforce your call to action with your actual closing. And so here's what I mean by this. If you're sending a sales email and you're telling people, hey, I want you to go buy this widget, and then it's the last chance, you got 3 hours left to get it. When you close out your email, instead of saying talk to you soon or like best wishes, best regards, your closing needs to reinforce the call to action. So if this is saying grab this now, this is your last chance to get it, like I don't want you to have no regrets, so make sure you go get this widget, right? Or if you're just now introducing a new sale to them, it's the first day of a sale, then you know you're going to send follow-up emails. You can send that first email and then in your closing say talk soon. And so that way they know, okay, like she sent this email with like a little bit of teaser, but I know it's something else coming. And so then they're expecting that next email. So always try to have your closing match whatever your call to action is. If you're telling them to go enroll in your program, you want them to join you in an online course and your membership, then your closing can be see you inside, right? And you are basically just reinforcing that call to action that you have. So those are the tips that I have for you. If you enjoyed these tips, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you are new here, this is your first time seeing me, or maybe you've watched a couple of my videos but you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on those notifications, so anytime I upload another video just like this, you'll be the first one to get notified. All right, bye y'all.